Okay, let's just dive right in. If you're watching this, you've probably reached a real turning point in your life, right? You're a leader, you're highly successful, but you're looking for, well, something more than just another luxury travel destination. You're looking for a profound spiritual homecoming. In today's explainer, we're going to unpack the blueprint for a highly guarded, incredibly exclusive initiation into the unwritten spirit of Japan. This is the Wa Spirit Hub, the premier ritual. The whole philosophy behind this experience is actually anchored in an old Czech proverb: to learn a new language is to possess a second soul. Think about that for a second. We're not talking about memorizing grammar textbooks here. No way. This is about literally unlocking a totally new way of perceiving the world. It's about earning a second, deeper soul. Because look, the world is absolutely packed with tourists, people who are isolated, just kind of skimming the surface of a culture through their smartphone cameras. But that's not what you're looking for. You're being called to step up as a guardian. This is an initiated path. It's about being deeply connected, being invited inside, and actually participating in the ancient heartbeat of the land itself. To really get this, I want you to imagine the absolute deafening chaos of the Shibuya crossing in Tokyo. Thousands of people packed together, but you still feel completely isolated, right? Now, take a breath. Imagine shifting from that noise into the sacred, misty, absolute silence of an ancient cedar forest. Can you feel that? That profound shift in your actual nervous system, that is exactly the journey we are mapping out today. And to make that shift, you have to understand a concept called yohaku. It's the Japanese aesthetic of blank space. Now, for leaders who are constantly bombarded by noise and decisions, this is literally the ultimate luxury. It's the profound beauty of what is left unsaid. It's the spiritual weight of an empty room or perfectly quiet forest. It's incredibly powerful. All right, let's move into section 1, language as a second soul. So there's this ancient Japanese belief called korodama. It's the idea that a living spirit actually dwells within spoken words. When you speak, you aren't just making sounds, you are literally manifesting energy. Unlocking this ancient code connects you straight to the mystic heart of Japan. It's a total game changer. Moving right along to section 2, the sacred triangle of Ashigara. This transformation happens across 3 specific unmapped locations. The first pillar is Adawara. This place has this fascinating duality that perfectly mirrors the mind of a visionary. It's where the fierce, worldly ambition of the samurai lines up flawlessly with the disciplined, minimalist stillness of the tea ceremony. It's all about mastering a quiet mind. Next up, the second pillar, Minami Ashigara. This is a land where true discipline is forged. It's shaped by rigorous mountain asceticism, ancient Zen monks, and these incredible local legends of mystical Tengu spirits hiding up in the misty air. It commands absolute reverence. You can literally feel it as soon as you arrive. And the third pillar is Yamakita. This is all about returning to your roots. It's where you get to physically reconnect with the original agricultural landscapes, walk the ancient pathways, and just feel the deep, grounding rhythm of the earth itself beneath your feet. Which brings us to section 3, your 3-phase transformation. So, how does this deep shift actually happen? Well, we do it through a meticulously curated itinerary. We're talking 3 distinct phases in a single day: an intellectual unlock in the morning, sensory practice during lunch, and finally, a profound spiritual awakening in the afternoon. Phase 1 is unlock. In just 3 hours, and yes, we are completely bypassing boring textbook memorization here, Professor Boni Kawamura's IAM Japanese method unlocks your authentic voice. And the culmination of this, you will physically feel the rough texture of traditional washi paper beneath your brush, and you'll write down your absolute deepest wish using your newly found language. Then we move into phase 2, practice. This is a true sensory ritual. You take those newly learned words straight into an incredibly exclusive local omakase dining experience. You're literally tasting the land, transforming that new vocabulary into real resonance and building a quiet, deeply authentic connection with the local guardians of the culture. And finally, phase 3, awaken. You leave the secular, modern world completely behind to begin a silent ascent up 350 stone steps at the mystical Saijo-ji temple. Guided by Mr. Tony, you'll just allow that yohaku, that vast, empty, beautiful space of the forest, to fill your senses with crystal clarity. This is the climax of the entire retreat. Picture this: you're surrounded by the heavy scent of ancient cedar, listening to the wind sweep through the mountains, and you make your offering. You present your written wish, your kodadama, to the divine. It is a moment of pure, unmediated, incredible connection.
Let's jump into Section 4, the WA Spirit Community.
Because this initiation isn't just a fleeting one-day thing, it binds you to a highly exclusive community rooted in 3 core values. First, yohaku, which we talked about, the mastery of silence. Second, harmony, true coexistence with nature. And third, okagesama, a deep, grounding gratitude for unseen connections. You leave this experience not as a tourist, but as a lifelong guardian of these sacred principles.
And finally, Section 5, the premier ritual.
Now, because this Genesis event is so intimate and so profound, there are extremely strict boundaries protecting it to maintain that magic. The gateway to this unprecedented awakening is opening for the very first time on Saturday, June 27, 2026.
And listen to this. To properly preserve the sacred silence, the yohaku, and the absolute purity of this ritual, there are strictly 6 spots available. That's it. Only 6 global pioneers are going to be accepted for this premier event.
Which leaves us with one final thought to wrap up today's explainer. If you're at that stage in your life where you crave real depth over constant distraction, if you're ready to actually earn a second soul rather than just buy another cheap souvenir, will you claim your place in history on June 27th?